Hello viewers. India is one of the world's largest growing economies and is emerging as a global hub of information technology. And to talk more about this topic, we are pleased to have in our studio Mrs. Seema Kapoor, lecturer in economics at Khalsa College for Women in Punjab, India. Well, Mrs. Kapoor, welcome. Well, first of all, tell us more about the purpose of your visit in Mauritius.
Hello. I have come to Mauritius to attend 6th IITS conference, as I was invited by the University of Technology Mauritius to present a paper on the topic ICT, because India is emerging as one of the fastest or leading economies in the world in the software sector. So that's why I have chosen this topic to work on and to present it, and just to tell how Indian economy is growing fast with the help of this topic, with the help of this sector. And the second motive was because of the beauty of the island. I just wanted to visit it.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Well, now, can you tell us how the IT sector in India has helped in the success story of India's economy?
Before telling you the story of the success of the IT sector in India, I will just like to have a look at the background scene, how IT sector emerged in India to such a great heights. Now, it was 200 years long when new classical economists, they recognized only two factors of production, and these were labor and capital. But now this is changing. Now labor and capital, they are being replaced by the information and the knowledge. And in this present world, knowledge is the prime wealth creating asset, as knowledge has replaced the style of the work from the physical based to the knowledge based or information based work. These two are now the primary wealth creating assets. They have helped now because India produces a large pool of the talent, skilled manpower. Now this is in this globalized era, the developed economies, they have realized the potential of the knowledge. They have realized the potential of this innovation, skills, research and development. These are the intangible assets of the society, and these have contributed to the growth of the economies.
Well, in this globalized era, Mrs. Kapoor, a new concept of knowledge economy has emerged. Can you tell us more about it?
Because knowledge is at the core of the technological development, and this concept has emerged during the period of the globalization. Now we can define globalization when we say that there is removal of all the barriers to the trade, so that this whole world become the one market where the different buyers and sellers, they can come in contact. That means it is on the comparative basis where the consumers will get the better price, they will get the commodities. Now this knowledge has emerged in this era, so that means we can say it is as knowledge accumulates and when it diffuses across the different different nations, it becomes more plentiful and less costly to acquire. And as a result of knowledge, we can say that the link between the growth and the accumulation of the knowledge, it has been tested by rigorous studies. We can quote some like Young, Stokey, Krugman, Lucas, Stokey, and they have studied a lot on the relationship between the knowledge and the growth of the different economies. Now, if we talk of India as a developing economy, emerging knowledge economy, we can say that during this period of after the independence, when we started the development process, Indian planners, they envisaged the strategy to attain the economic technological self-reliance by investing perceptibly in education, research and development and health sectors. A gigantic network of these IITs was established. As a result, now we can also say that India has many of the key ingredients to become a knowledge economy. In nutshell, we can say that knowledge economy is an economy that creates, uses and disseminates knowledge for the development and growth of the economy. So this is a new concept of the, we can say, the knowledge economy that has emerged. Just to define that knowledge is more important and it is being recognized by both developing as well as developed countries.
Now, could you please tell us more about the knowledge economy of India?
India is in the transition phase, and there are many of the key ingredients like India has a critical mass of the skilled English-speaking workers, especially in the sciences. It has a large and impressive diaspora, creating valuable knowledge linkages and network. In addition, the development of the ICT sectors in the recent years, it has helped India to become a leader in the knowledge-intensive commodities or services, we can say. Now, ICT we can define as because of the globalization, there is convergence of information technology and communication technologies, and the new word ICT has emerged. Okay. Now, these actually lead to the knowledge-intensive trade in the services. That is a new concept in the globalization, and ICT comes under that era.
Okay. Now, the IT sector is quite a vast sector.
Right.
Can you tell us more about its various components?
ICT sectors, as I just told, ICT means IT plus communication technologies.
Okay.
That means ICT sector has four components. It has IT services and software. Second component is ITES. ITES we spell it as Information Technology Enabled Services, and BPO, Business
BPO.
Process Outsourcing.
Okay.
This is the second component. Third component is hardware sector, and the fourth one is telecommunication. These four segments, it's a very vast sector. These four segments together, they are defined as, we define them as a ICT sector.
Well, could you elaborate on each of the components, please?
There are four components. The first component is IT services and software. Now, to explain, like software and hardware, these are the two extreme sides. Hardware, if we see a computer, that is a hardware. But to run a computer, when you switch it on, when you put some instrument, when you put DVD in it, then you see some program on it.
Yeah.
This programming is software.
Okay.
So India leads in the development of this programming. Because of the development of this, it has because there are many reasons. And one of the important reason is the availability of the skilled manpower in India. And to India in this globalized era, they have utilized this resource for the development of the economy.
Okay. And what about the BPO sector? You mentioned about business process outsourcing.
Yeah,
What is
business
it
process
actually?
outsourcing, to be in a very simple terms, like I give you example of a Nike company. Nike shoes, we are very familiar with the brand. Nike was the first company to outsource the services. They just produce the stuff, but they just do the designing of the company. They just do the designing of the shoes. The rest of the production process that they outsource. This is the outsourcing. That means the main company that can he can concentrate on the main. The company can concentrate on the basic function, and the rest they can just hire it to the other function, or hire to the other companies. This is outsourcing. That means the different activities, they are being outsourced. So this is business process outsourcing.
Outsourcing. Okay.
And it is possible with the help of IT only. So that's why we call it as ITES BPO.
Okay.
Information Technology Enabled Services and Business Process Outsourcing.
Very good. Now, what about telecommunication? This is also a very important component of the ICT sector.
Telecommunication, it has grown just to great heights in India. Now India has the world's fifth telecom network and second in the Asia. Such a large network, and you will be surprised to know that by the end of the 2000, in their mobile telephony in India that exceeded 250 million.
Wow.
Now people are shifting from the landlines to the mobile phones. Now, besides the development of this mobile phone industry, there are the increasing number of the users of the smart card, internet cards, that internet telephony. This all comes under the development of the telecommunication, and they have contributed to the development of this ICT sector.
Okay. Now, tell us how the BPO, that is business process outsourcing, has developed over the years in your country.
Before telling you the business process outsourcing, I will just like to have a few highlights of the development of the IT sector in India. The ratio of the revenue of the IT sector to the total GDP of the country. GDP, I think we understand. GDP means the gross domestic product. Okay. Gross domestic product means whatever is being produced in the economy. If we calculate it at the price, if we calculate at the market price, and that means we are getting the value of the production. And that is called the GDP and MP, or in other words, we can say gross domestic product at the market price. Okay. Now this industry, IT industry, it is contributing a lot to the GDP. And over a period of 94-95 to the period to 2006-07, its contribution has increased 8 times. And now presently it contributes 8.6% of the total GDP. That means it is in the near future, and this contribution is about to rise.
Okay.
Now, the first component of this IT sector is software sector. This sector started development. India started developing this sector in the early 90s. Its share has increased from approximately 29% to 66% over a period of 94-95 to 2006-07. Now with the development of this software segment, ITS BPO emerged.
Okay.
That means it emerged at a later stage. Software sector developed in early 90s, whereas this BPO sector developed in the late 90s. It emerged in India in the period of 1999-2000. But see, after the initiation of this sector has become the key driver of the industry. And you will be surprised to know the contribution of this sector to the total development of the IT sector. Its contribution has increased from just 14% to 27% over a period of just 9 years. Imagine the growth of this sector. Okay. And this has been possible because these BPO companies, they have just moved up the value chain. They have just look into the affairs. They have took head on the issues like attrition rate. Because this sector is facing with high attrition rate. Attrition rate means when we are not in a position to retain the workers in the industry, and this is possible because of so many factors are responsible. Like there are ungodly workers, there are night shifts because the workers in this sector, they are working with the American name. There are some social problems, there are health hazards. So that's why the workers, they leave the industry. Okay. Moreover, with the development of this sector, these companies, they have entered into the mergers, acquisitions. There is also that acquisition of ISO standards. Out of 400 top 400 companies, more than 250 they have acquired ISO certification, and as a result of it, there has been a shift in the delivery mode of the services. Now, to explain, there are two modes of delivering the services in this software, and these are on-site and offshore. Now let me explain what is on-site and offshore. Okay. On-site, we also call it as body shopping. Okay. And this we can define it like when to solve the user's problem, this software, the manpower that is exported to solve the user's problem. And to the extreme, we can say in the second mode, the software is developed offshore and it is exported to the users. That okay. is offshore. And one of the policy of the Indian planners have been to increase the component of the offshore services, and this component has increased from 40% to 70% over a period of decade. Now, okay. And it has been possible due to the high-speed data communication links. These are provided by the software technology parks, Videsh Sanchar Nigam Limited, VSNL we call it as, and as a result of it, the growth of this Indian segment of the software industry, major global IT ventures like Accenture, Electronic Data Communication System, IBM Global, they have rushed up to set up their centers in India.
Okay. Now, the Indian domestic market has a lower growth rate as compared to the export market. What could be the reasons, Mrs. Kapoor?
The reasons are like we can say there is low PC and internet penetration. There is low development of the software in the local language. Moreover, there is low computer literacy rates. There is low absorption in the government sectors, and there is inadequate telecommunication structure. But besides these reasons, we can say that India has a vast potential in the domestic market.
Okay, and what can be done to, accelerate development in that particular sector?
If we overcome, if we provide computer literacy to the population, if we remove the hurdles in the telecommunication sectors, like there is poor installation, there is high installation cost. If there is training problem, if we overcome these problems, this can be overcome.
Okay. Now, the IT sector is expanding so fast in your country. Tell us about the other sectors which are benefiting from the IT sector.
With the development, we can see that if one sector develops alone, that will be the lopsided development of the economy. But the development of this sector has contributed to the development of the other segments of the economy. We can quote like health, like education, like manufacturing, retail, entertainment segment, government sector as a whole. We can call it as e-governance, pharmaceuticals, this tourism industry. They have all benefited with the development of the IT sectors, and the different we can say that contribution of these sectors, it is on the rise.
Okay. Now, India has the 5th largest telecom network in the world, and is 2nd largest in Asia.
Right.
You just mentioned it in the interview. What has contributed to this huge success?
It is because of the development of this telecommunication sector. In the globalization period, this communication technologies, they have merged with the IT. Now we can see the growth of the mobiles, we can see the growth of the fixed lines. In the mobile telephony also there is expansion of the mobile sector, network we can say in the rural areas. And as a result of this development, tele density, if we calculate per 100 people how many people they are having telephones, we call it as tele density. Over a period of time, this tele density is increasing at a fast rate.
Okay. Now, is it, if you compare the rural areas in India and the urban areas, is there any comparison?
Urban area is no doubt expanding faster than the rural area, but because the government is installing these telecommunication links, the government is providing to the rural areas also. So the gap is likely to be narrowed in the near future. But still, the growth of this segment is on the rise.
Well, you've just talked about telecommunication. Now, what about the PC market, that is the personal computer market?
Yeah, Indian government announced its broadband policy in 2004, and it ushered in a new era of the development of the telecommunications. As a result of this policy, the number of the subscribers, that internet subscribers, they increased from 2 millions in 2006, and it is expected to increase to 20 millions by 2010 over a short period of time. Yeah. And as a result of its development, it has resulted to the the kids in houses, they are just playing online games.
Okay.
It has been possible because of this development, or you can say the policy initiatives taken by the government to develop the sector. Now we can say it has effect on the development of besides entertainment industry. We define entertainment like animation industry is there. It is coming to be a sunrise sector in the economy. Globally also, India also will lead this economy. India will lead this sector in the economy. Yeah. Besides it, there has been, due to the policy initiatives, there has been price reductions. There has been reduction in the excise duty on the PCs, and as a result, the prices have come down drastically, and it has led to the consumption of it has led to the growing number of the consumers that they are using their PCs at home and offices and all that. And as a result of this, the development of banking sector, PC sales are also on the rise because of this demands by the banking sector, finance sector, insurance sector, aviation sector, aerospace sector. All these have led to the development of the PC market in India.
Okay. Now, how has the ICT sector helped in the creation of employment, particularly in skilled jobs?
IT sector, it has created, because of the development of the ICT sector, there is demand for the skilled manpower. Now, just to explain what is skill.
Skill, yeah.
It is a very important term. It's not generally people take the skill as education. It's not the education alone. Skill means the person must have the communicative skill. That is more important in the world. The person should have that computer skills. One should have the besides computer skills, soft skills. To work in a management, to work in a group, how to cope up, teamworking, how to work in a team working. These are the different qualities one should have to be defined as a skilled worker. Okay. Now, because India produces nearly 2 lakh, or we can say 2 lakh engineers, like doctors, postgraduates annually. So, because of such a vast pool of the talent here, there is increase in demand for the highly skilled workers, and IT sector has contributed a lot. And the figures, if we quote just statistically, the employment in this sector has increased from 1,60,000 to 16,30,000 over a decade. Okay. And the more, if we divide it into segments, or we can say like employment is growing in the research and development, software product development. These are the coming areas in which employment opportunities are more.
Right. Now, what are the export destinations for software market?
Export destinations mean to which countries we are trading or we are exporting our software products. Now, you know, America, USA is the largest market in the world for the software. So naturally, when software demand is there, market is there, and suppliers from India are there, that means India's major exports are to the USA. And the figure stands, if we statistically look at it, the figure stands at 67%. Europe accounts for another 25%, and the rest of the world, rest of the world accounts for 7.7%. But now, because of the recession in the USA, India is finding some other markets. Japan is like Japan, Malaysia, they are placing their orders for exports in the IT services.
Now, can you tell us about the problems that the IT sector is facing in India actually?
No doubt, India has made very impressive progress in IT sector, but there are still many problems. There are still many problems that need to be overcome. Like there is a poor enforcement of the Copyright Protection Act. There is inadequate infrastructural problems. There are poor training facilities. There is less infrastructure. If we give one example, like Bangalore. Bangalore was the most preferred destination where the most of the IT companies, they just wanted to move. But because now the city is overcrowded, there are many Indian cities, they are facing the problem of infrastructure, like they have potholed roads, they have a heavy pressure of the traffic on the roads to bear with. They have inadequate sewer, erratic power supply, water shortage, and these are the different the problems like this. They are impeding the growth of they are the impediment to the growth of the IT sector. Besides it, there is high level of attrition that the industry is facing. And you will be surprised, the industry facing the rate of attrition is 40%. That is quite high, and these firms, they need to bring down this rate. Besides it, there is poor quality of the customer services. Like, no doubt India produces a large pool of the manpower, but the most of the manpower is unskilled, and only 10 to 15% of this total manpower, they get the employment in the highly skilled intensive industries. Now, because India is leading the world in this IT sector, and many other nations of the world, they have realized the potential of this industry to the growth and development of the country. And we can quote the names like China, Mexico, Ghana, Thailand, South Africa, Malaysia. Now they want to have a share in their pie. Now, so that means they are gearing up their economies so that they can have a better share in the trade. India could lose out because we Indians we have a just single-minded focus on the English language. But in the near future, the share of the other language, that is also about to rise.
Well, in your opinion, what can be done to overcome these problems, Ms. Kapoor?
Now, just to have a continuous growth in the segment, the government has taken a number of steps. Under the IT action plan, they have taken expansion of the IITs. There is need to have a more ICT skill literacy rate. They need to improve the literacy rates, moving up the value chain of the industry, increasing the share of ICT as a competitive tool to increase the efficiency in the manufacture sector and other sectors of the economy, just augmenting infrastructure. That is very important, because infrastructure is one of the major factors that is impeding the growth of this sector, impeding the growth of the IT industry. Then there is need to enhance the regulatory constraints. Then there is need to ease the supply of the engineering personals. Then there is need to ICT expansion, like we can use the smart cards. There is need to expand the internet telephony. These are the different areas that need to be looked into so that there is continuous growth of the IT industry in the country.
Well, thank you very much, Mrs. Kapoor. It's been a pleasure and an honor to have you here.
Thank you.
Well, dear viewers, we've reached to the end of our today's program. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.